Listen, the zombie apocalypse may be closer than you think, man. Look at some of this stuff.
There are few things more frustrating than a stain that just won't come out.
Well, I looked at it and I just knew I was looking into the face of another intelligence.
All new at 5, spooky security camera footage.
Yeah, a Metro Atlanta mom says it actually shows her son's ghost.
Explain paranormal experiences of a former security guard.
Hidden in plain sight or roaming freely on streets, the world is full of unbelievable creatures that are sure to shake you to the bone. These things have remained elusive for a reason. So join me today as I unveil cryptids that no one was supposed to see.
This clip of a guy carrying a creepy creature out and about has been circulating online. At first, you might think that it's a puppet, but if you look closely, both his hands are free. So, is this creature real? One of the guys nearby decided to put his arm in its mouth, and surprisingly, he wasn't hurt at all. And this got netizens talking. A real vampire or a hoax? I'll leave it up to you.
Listen, let me know where I can get one of those, bro. So I promise you I'll use that for Halloween. I promise you.
Red Eyes. After experiencing bizarre activities in his house, this guy decided to take a look on record, and this is what he found. A pair of red, glowing eyes stalking up on his house through a narrow opening in the wall. The thought of some creature in your house is one thing, but seeing something like this with your own eyes is definitely very creepy. The guy was sure his house was haunted by some evil entity. Underground cryptid. A guy's exploration trip to the woods went sideways when he encountered something inexplicable in an underground cave. Through a crack, he spotted a pale, slimy thing lying on the ground. Posting the clip online, he let the internet be the judge. While many thought it was probably just a decomposed blob of an animal carcass, others suggested it could be an otherworldly cryptid hiding underground.
Go on and stick your hand in there. Do like they do in the movies. They can't recognize it or identify what it is. They stick their hand in there. Stick your hand in there. Come on.
Ghostly hand. A ghost hunter went into a cave known to be home to otherworldly entities. Inside, he found a metal ring and decided to start a small ritual. Everything seemed fine until he started spraying holy water. Suddenly, a dark humanoid hand emerged out of the dusty ground. The guy kept on reciting holy verses. The hand made some gestures that seemed like it wanted the guy to get out of the cave. Scared of how the encounter might end, the ghost hunter decided to leave, and the identity of the strange hand remained a mystery. Demonic apparition. A homeowner was in for quite a nightmare when he looked out his home window and found this. An entity seemed to be sitting on top of a wall. Although its figure looked humanoid, its appearance was anything but human. Huge horns on its head, red-hued body, and long fangs-like fingers. If the devil's real, I guess this would be it. Can you imagine seeing something like this outside your house? I don't know about you, but I won't be leaving my house anytime soon. Dark Dementor. While reviewing the security camera footage, a guy found something that seemed right out of Harry Potter's magical world. The camera recorded a bizarre cloud of dark smoke moving across the frame. The internet folks went crazy with theories, where some thought it was the shadow of a plane, but the way it moved seemed unlikely. The clip became even more popular when netizens suggested it looked like the Dementor from Harry Potter.
Even if you say it's some type of bird, that's a huge bird, bro. Did you see the size of the shadow? No, that's not regular. That's not normal bird.
Sure to share your thoughts on this one. Hooded being. A group of tourists spending the night in an old shed in the woods heard strange calls from outside, and when they checked, they found this figure wearing a white hood. Initially, they thought that it might need help, but when they noticed its eerily glowing eyes, They realized that probably they were the ones in need of help. No wonder those sheds had been abandoned by the locals. Witch in the woods. I'd say ghost hunters have seen all kinds of scary stuff, but when this clip from a ghost hunting adventure emerged online, people were left questioning what actually lies in the dark. A hunter suddenly came across this feminine figure standing among the trees. With its long hair falling down, it kept glaring like she owned the place. Local theories have it that this witch in the woods shapeshifts to lure people in and then preys on them. Humanoid Whale. People these days are no stranger to bizarre stuff. However, seeing this odd-looking corpse washed ashore, people were puzzled. A fish-like pale body with humanoid face and frog-like hands. People thought it looked like a hybrid creature of human and whale. Seeing the clip, many Japanese locals thought it looked like the Ningen from Japanese mythology. People shared their own encounters with the entity, but no one has been able to tell if the creature's real. Shapeshifter. Let's have a look at what this CCTV captured in Mexico that's freaking everyone out. An orb of light was seen moving through a field when it suddenly transformed into a human, a kid to be exact. The footage has left people speculating what that orb thing really was. Some thought it could be a shape-shifting creature, as Mexico has a history of mysterious occurrences. Others suggested it could be a camera glitch. The puzzle behind this clip has remained unsolved. Fiery figure. This footage of a fiery giant walking into a patch of trees and left burning trees in its wake has recently gone viral. As it reached the middle of the trees, it fell and disappeared into a crackle. Seeing the footage, folks thought it could be a military weapon testing. However, as no one knew its origin, cryptid enthusiasts insisted it might be the spirit of fire wreaking havoc on the trees. But I'd like to know, what's your take on this?
Yeah, because I've seen ball lightning before, and that looks something totally different. You see ball lightning and moving around like a big orb moving around. That was like a big, long, tall, standing thing of fire, just moving and just setting ablaze. Yeah. Government knows.
Demonic duo. Exploring abandoned buildings is my least favorite trope. And here's why. Can you imagine seeing something like this while you're all alone in the middle of nowhere? Yes, it's scary as heck. But these adventurers were dedicated. Even after coming face to face with these devilish-looking figures, they didn't turn around and run for their lives like any normal person would do. And this detail ticked many people off. Could this be a hoax? Or these guys were really encountered with evil entities? The jury's still out on this. Jinn appeared. I seriously believe ghost hunters are another species. They don't seem to fear anything, be it ghosts, demons, or some other inexplicable entity. They've seen it all, like this guy who seemed to be in a conversation with a ghost. With dark figure and red glowing orbs for eyes, the compliant ghost sat there as it was getting scolded for scaring people. Well, they sure had it coming for a long time. Do you think the ghost was real, or this hunter's just pranking the internet for a couple views? Dark entity. And we're back with another abandoned cave exploration journey. This time, the guy venturing in has a bit more common sense. As soon as he saw a very eerie-looking cave resident, he knew it was time to leave. The behemoth, with long dark hair and demonic looks, stalked closer, and before it was too late, the guy left. I have no idea where all these cryptids are coming from and what they want, but seeing that they do exist and cause harm is undeniably scary. Hybrid creature. A humanoid face, furry, animal-like body, this cryptid has stumped viewers online, while netizens have been cooking up all kinds of theories, including illegal crossbreeding and other dimensional creature sighting. No one has been able to tell its true origin. Could this really be a product of some mad scientist experimentation, or is it just a hoax? Your guess is as good as mine. Holy figure. In Tapao, Vietnam, tourists visiting the Virgin Mary statue on top of a hill witnessed something that everyone's calling divine. Apparently, people noticed that the cloak part of the statue moved, and not only that, some people even saw the statue head turn on its own, and as bizarre as it sounds, surprisingly, the
Now, I don't play around with nothing like that. Because at first I thought it moved too. But at the same time, I also thought I saw somebody kind of climb up there a little bit. So I couldn't really tell. But at the end of the day, I don't play around with nothing like that. Nah, we're going to keep it moving.
Vietnamese government verified the incident, claiming it truly happened. Now, some people think it's a tactic to attract more tourists, but believers are sure they spotted a divine moment. Disappeared. A surveillance camera footage recorded a moment many of us can only dream of. Teleportation. The video showed a guy walking down the road, and as he passed by a guy sitting on a bench, he didn't show up after the walking had passed. After the footage was analyzed by many online, people came to a conclusion that the guy sitting on the bench was from another dimension and was able to travel through realms at a whim. Someone pointed out that it could very well be a camera glitch, leaving its true nature hidden. Window creeper. Recording a video in his house, a guy unexpectedly captured something otherworldly. A creepy face appeared in the window that seemed to be keeping an eye on him. Is it just me, or does it really look like a caricature face? With mangled features, it's hard to tell what it really is. The guy was unaware at the moment. It was only later when he found that there was a creature at his window. I'd be scared out of my mind if I were him. The guy seems calm as the entity hasn't been sighted again. Creepy transformation. We have all heard stories of shape-shifting creatures. What if I show you one? Several CCTV footage captured a cat running down a house front door, and it suddenly transforms into a human. What the heck did I just see?
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Stuff like that can be believable. If you believe in any type of alien, blue people, the Greys, any of that type of stuff like that, you could totally see something like that happening. They live amongst us. And they can show up in the form of an animal, turn into a human, like they have us all down pat. So them switching and changing or shape-shifting, yeah, I totally think that can be possible.
Is it real that these creatures are living among us? Or something else is at play here? Skeptics chalked it up to a computer-generated clip, while other folks seem to believe the creepy apparition. Teleportation. Is that an alien in human form? This clip was extracted from the CCTV footage of a camera placed at a street in Shibuya, Japan. There is a good chance that this is not a hoax and has actually caught a man teleporting from his home, or maybe from somewhere else to here. Another angle from further apart shows it in an even better way. So, an alien or a teleporting human? You decide. Blow the candle. What will your reaction be if a ghostly entity disrupts your birthday celebration? I think this would be it. Who do you think blew the candles out? A ghost or just a gust of wind? The family present there says there was no window open or fans working which could blow out the candles like this. It sure was the work of a demon who was not happy with all the celebration taking place. Stuck shadow. This clip was captured by a man from his apartment window where he saw this strange shadow just stuck on the wall, not making even the slightest of movement. Is this a ghost or just a trick of light? The only problem is the man doesn't pan the camera around for us to see if something was on the other side of the road that could cast a shadow like that. He says there was nothing. So, do you take his word for it? Real life Wolverine. This lady is in for a surprise. Wait for it. She looks like a medical practitioner who is about to see her patient. The man walked in, unknown to me at least, took off his shirt. Then he sat down in front of the lady and did this. If it was a prank, it was good. If it was a real-life Wolverine, someone please inform Marvel Studios, their hero is here. On the move. Next on the list is a really bizarre footage that's actually a hard nut to crack. It goes on to show a lady walking away from the camera, all alone, but then she stops and extends her hand as if offering a kid to hold it, and holy mother of good God, a small girl appears by her side. Watch it again. Where did this little girl come from? Was it a teleportation caught on camera? How was the mother so calm? Some people say that the lady was a witch and she left her little daughter in the playground invisible, and when she came back, she made her visible again to take her home.
Bro, if only a few of these things in this video are real, bro, we got a problem. We got a problem on our hand that we need to address. We need to address this problem that we have. Because they mentioned this video somewhere in Atlanta. That means it's near me. I don't like that.
Cornered critter. I don't know how these villagers managed to get this close to a cryptid like this, but the story is really interesting. So, in a village in Malaysia, people were spotting a weird black creature every now and then. A bunch of young men decided to corner it, and that brought us this clip. Now, I have watched it from every possible angle, and I cannot make out what this strange critter is. It could be a sick monkey, or a weird hybrid of some kind. Maybe a burned, weak animal, or maybe, as the residents are saying, a demonic entity roaming around. Out of the coffin. Just a year back, the internet was flooded with clips that sent everyone who watched them in shock. Here, take a good look. So, entities are coming out of their graves and coffins and are being recorded on camera by onlookers. Normally, the sighting begins with one or two humanoid figures shrouded in burial cloths, standing or sitting at deserted spots near cemeteries or roadsides. But there is no way the dead are coming back to life, is there? So what are these creatures? I did some digging and found out that since they have a face and look humanoid, they might be a pocong, a type of Indonesian ghost said to be trapped in its burial shroud. It is advised that if you ever spot a pocong, the best course of action is to run away and not look back.
Oh, I was gonna do that without you even having to tell me to do that. I would have did that regardless. I'm not sticking around with that.
Ghostly walk. This next eerie clip was filmed in Palongki Village, Buon, Sulawesi, an island in Indonesia, and ever since it went viral, people fear coming out of their homes at night. The CCTV camera captured a ghostly white figure suddenly appearing and then zooming by at lightning speed. If we take a look at it from another angle, you can once again see a smoky, mysterious white figure appearing and disappearing rapidly along the side of the road. No vehicles were passing by when this was recorded, so it's definitely not just a reflection from headlights. Bizarre bug. See, there is a reason why I don't like bugs and insects alike, and anything that looks like them but are bigger in size. Just no! But for your sake, let's take a look at this thing. Filmed in Brazil near a filling station by a worker ending his shift. This insect-like creature is giving me creeps. It looks like a grasshopper, but they don't grow this big, so I am lost here. What do you guys think?
He must not never seen some of them videos out of Australia. Yeah, some of those things grow, like, I've seen moths almost that size. Yeah. Look at Australia.
Pale humanoid. We all have a work buddy who loves recording us when we are working, but this one here recorded something he never thought he could. Did you guys see that? Yes. It was a ghost, hovering right above a couple of men working on a truck loaded with sugarcane. They had no idea of the strange apparition nearby, but the camera clearly recorded a white figure that resembled a pokong floating among the trees. No one knows what that creature was doing there, but by the end of the video, it had mysteriously vanished, with no one knowing where it went. Behemoth Entity. Next on the list is a very clear recording of a long-haired kuntilanak, a vengeful, mythical creature from Indonesia, known to lure unsuspecting men and enact revenge on them. So, this man was taking a walk outside his home when he saw this extremely tall lady, with glowing red eyes, watching him. The man, realizing its presence, quickly became startled and backed away from there, knowing that it was the kuntilanak. Yard creature. When I first looked at this thing, I thought to myself, what a man baby is doing up on a tree. Honestly, it sure looks like one. This man was on the balcony of his house when he spotted a strange figure lurking at the end of a coconut tree in his yard. Naturally, he was both curious and a bit spooked, so he immediately started recording, and this is what he captured. Anyone up to take a good guess on this weird creature? Demonic unicorn. I never thought I would see anything like this in my lifetime, but here we are. Imagine the horrors on the face of the ghost hunter who accidentally came across this chilling creature while exploring the forest alone. With just one horn on its forehead, ghostly features, long claw-like hands clasped to its chest, the creature just stood there, watching the man. Take a good look at it. But wait, why do I feel like the camera was shaking, but the creature was not moving at all? See, even its fur is very stable at its position. Is this a statue of some kind, or am I just being overly dismissive? What are your thoughts on this demonic sighting? Ya Allah, ya Rahman, ya Allah, ya Rahman. Glowing eyes. I don't understand what this is with people hunting at night. Here is another one from Saudi Arabia who suddenly finds himself in a state of panic because of this. Yes, he spotted a large, dark figure with a terrifying face standing there, watching him intently. Its red, glowing eyes literally sent chills down my spine. But what can I say? In the beam of his flashlight, you guys can see how towering and massive that figure is. Completely black, with eyes fixed on the man. The man says it was a demonic cryptid, but it can also pass on a nightcrawler or a mothman with wings tucked in.
I don't care. I'm never gonna stare back at something that's staring at me off in the distance, bro, and we just staring there. No, I'm not doing, like, what's y'all crazy, bro? Because in my mind, it's a setup. Like, something could be coming from both sides of me, behind me. No, fam. No. You don't just stare at something, especially something like that. No.
River creature. If a cryptid like this is chasing you out of a river, I don't think there could be anything more happening or adventurous than this. This happened near a riverbank in Indonesia, where a group of friends were out there fishing when they saw a human-like cryptid in all white with long hair coming out of the water. Quickly, they clicked the record button on their phone, and while being visibly afraid of the creature, they managed to get a few seconds of it on film. So what do you think of this cryptid? A witch, river creature, or something else entirely unknown to us? Disappearing entity. A man walking on the side of the road mysteriously vanishing into the thick concrete wall? No way. But this actually happened. A CCTV camera placed on a street in Hyderabad, India, captured this strange event where you can see the traffic going around normally and a man-like spirit walking on the side of the road until suddenly that thing is gone, disappeared into thin air. Many people over the internet are losing their minds on this clip, claiming it could either be a ghost or spirit roaming around. Crypted on the Road. A normal routine jog turned into a nightmare for a man when he spotted a black figure on the road. Scared, he stood really far away from the cryptid and started recording. At first, I thought it might be a wild animal, but no, it's as if that thing was changing shapes. At first it looked like a black, very tall figure with the head of a goat and the body of a cat, and then I saw its long tail lying on the ground. In the last second of the clip, when that creature notices the man, God, I got terrified by how human it looked. It sure was a thing from hell, a wild beast, ready to attack at any time. Dogman. Known to be one of the most credible sightings of Dogman, no one actually knows where this clip originated from. Despite all of this, the clip goes on to show a dogman, or werewolf-like creature, slowly chasing the cameraman. The video owner seems to be fleeing for his life from this cryptid while trying his best to capture it on camera. A closer look at it reveals dense fur and beastly features. With no information on where this came from and what happened next, we are hanging here thinking what it was and what it did next. Hobbit Person. Next on the list is a snippet taken from a documentary from Animal Planet, which goes on to allegedly show either a cannibal or a hobbit person. Though the quality of the clip is not what we may want it to be, looking at it makes it plausible that this creature could possibly be a previously unknown orangutan population or a subspecies of macaque, but with a different coloration and bipedalism. People over the internet, however, think that this is a member from the hobbit population, living deep in the Amazon. Well, with just this clip, I think it's hard for me to say anything with certainty. Mystery creature.
It's just certain things I just don't never want to find out. And what's living in the Amazon is one of them. Definitely at the top of my list.
Now, this clip is a real head-scratcher as it goes on to show a strange black figure crawling in the grass. Filmed in March of 2023, this mysterious creature was recorded in the fields of an East Texas farmer. Unfortunately, the man had no tools to guard himself from the creature, and therefore, he couldn't get any closer to it, and when that thing ran after him, he retreated back. This made it hard to decipher what this thing was. Even if we slow and zoom in on the footage, it's hard to make out the features of it. So, could it be a dogman? Or maybe some other cryptid we don't know about? Devil. If I ever get visited by a creature like this, consider me gone forever. A man posted this video with a claim that he was visited by the devil himself. Like many other such clips, this one doesn't look like it's made up, and if you look closely, that demonic black thing is a lot like a hybrid between a bat and a dog. To add more horrors to it, a viewer revealed that a creature like this was featured in Codex Gigas, the Satan's Bible written by the devil himself, which means that the man may be true in his assumption of being visited by the devil, or is it just a huge hammerhead bat or a giant bird? Bizarre figure. A man was finding weird holes in his garage door and decided to figure out what it was. He opened his CCTV footage and reviewed it. To his horror, he found this there. A creature, unknown to him, was breaking his garage door in pieces. The man says he has no idea what this thing was and what were its intentions. What would anything, be it a creature or cryptid or an animal, would get by breaking a door into pieces? Those shining eyes sent chills down my spine, to be honest. Tell me what you guys think. River humanoid. A river in Arizona suddenly became famous when rumors of a creepy creature hiding in there started to spread. People thought it was hunting on unsuspecting visitors. A group decided to take a look themselves and found this.
Crazy, my guy, you scaring people like that.
A pale humanoid figure emerging out of the water. Hearing rumors was one thing, but seeing it in reality left the group in complete shock. They decided to abandon their exploration and ran for the hills.
Oh, shit! Oh,
Goatman in the field. A farmer tending to his field stumbled upon a goat-like creature lurking in the bushes. Surprised, as he didn't own any goats, he was unsettled by its strange appearance. The creature crouched instead of standing on four legs, with a single horn protruding from its head and a flat, humanoid face. Speculation quickly spread about what the farmer had encountered. Some believed it was a Goatman, while others thought it was something far more sinister. A dark, demonic entity wandering alone in the fields. Lamona. A security camera outside a secluded forest home captured this bizarre scene. A dark figure suddenly appeared from the bushes, sprinting across the frame. Moments later, it returned briefly before vanishing from view entirely. The shadowy figure resembled a human, but it moved on all fours, hinting at something far stranger. Its eerie presence left everyone puzzled, as no one could identify what the creature was. However, this mysterious figure quickly sparked a lot of online chatter and curiosity. Now it's time for today.
Like, that could even be a bear. Like, even if it ain't no abnormal, weird, creepy, paranormal creature or something like that, even if it ain't that cryptid or whatever, that could be a bear, bro. And I'm gonna need them to get a better camera.
Today's open discussion. Today we're featuring this picture which looks like the opening of a tunnel. It was discovered by a personnel from the IDF and allegedly leads from Gaza to kibbutz in Israel. But what is this creature in that strange position in the door? Well, I did some digging and found out that it looks eerily similar to a creature sighted by a bunch of campers hiking and camping in a remote forest. So, what do you think of this five-legged creature? Is this a real deal, or do you think someone tried to gain traction by using made-up creatures?